This is Goshen TV, broadcasting independently from Port Harcourt, South Nigeria.
Wow! I've got an amazing information for you. Goshen TV is here for you. We will get to watch special programs like Pandora Box, Stars, News Digest, Just Us, Comedy, and many more. To enjoy our exciting, informative, and educative programs, follow us on all our social media platforms: Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And don't forget to turn on the notification button and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get our latest video. I am Baby Sunshine with a smile. I'll see you on our next video. Oh, sorry, I forgot. For more information, call the numbers on your screen. Bye.
It's nice to watch the Goshen TV once again, and at this time we are having the immediate past chairman of Emohua local government, a former member of the River State House of Assembly, as our guest, and we will be looking at quite a lot of issues concerning political developments in River State, and I'm talking about Dr. Chidi Lloyd. You're welcome to Goshen TV special interview session.
Well, thank you very much. But I have a problem with the introduction.
I knew you were going to say it.
Yes, I'm not the immediate past chairman of Emohua. I'm the chairman of Emohua local government until the issues in court are decided one way or the other.
Okay, if you are still the chairman of Emohua local government, I do know that your tenure expired last week.
17th June, yes.
On the 17th of June.
Yes.
And if you were to be the chairman after 17th of June, it was expected that you were going to take another oath of office,
yes,
to be able to take over as chairman again.
Absolutely.
Did you take that oath of office again?
Now, first, it is important that I underscore this, that to Governor Siminalayi Fubara, I stopped being chairman in March. I stopped being chairman in March of 2024 because that was when he willfully, arbitrarily, unconstitutionally withheld revenues meant for my council. So it's important I underscore that to Governor Siminalayi Fubara, I stopped being chairman in March. Other of my colleagues stopped being chairman in April.
Why was yours in March?
Yeah, because there were issues when I went into office, excuse me, in 2021. My local government area was a dump site, as it were. All kinds of persons found their way into the payroll. So I had a total of 1,698 staff on the payroll of Emohua local government as at 2021 that I became chairman. Now, curiously, when I was going through the payroll, I saw a man who had died in my community, very well known to me, died 5 years ago in my community, but was still very much alive on the payroll. So I suspected something was not adding up, and I called external auditors to do an audit of the payroll. So we discovered quite a lot of things on the payroll. We discovered that there were people who were no longer on the employ of the local government, but were still earning salary. We discovered that certain persons who had retired long ago were still earning salary. We discovered a situation whereby the help of the BVN, we were able to find out people who had more than their name. For instance, you see James John, right? EcoBank. You see John James, UBA. John F.U. James, Polaris. But the BVN enabled us to trace all of that. So we said to them, which of the names are you adopting? So we were able to remove all of that from the payroll. Now, luckily for us, those who did the audit of the council were the same that did the audit of the state. So when they put in their software, all of those who are in the employ of the council and at the same time any salary from the state were discovered. So we took that and we did the housekeeping. So after the housekeeping, we were able to now arrive at what looked like a near clean nominal roll, which is one of the reasons I am being called all kinds of names. But all of that doesn't perturb me because I set out to do work. I set out to make a difference. I have a lot at stake that it shouldn't be when my name is mentioned as a council chairman. Let it not be that I didn't achieve something. So, of course, for people to be shouting, it means there is something I did differently. So we were able to do all of that, which enabled us to achieve most of the things we achieved. We set out very vigorously to, somebody said to me that we embarked on an aggressive development. The local government is about 35 years old, but to your chagrin, I'm sure, they had no toilet, no restroom, as at the time we took over. It's on record. So the first project we did on assumption of office was to build a convenience for both staff and those who will come to the council, both staff and visitors to the council. The facts are there, they speak for themselves. So when we did that, we are now able to block loopholes. You recall that my local government area is a local government that has no near internally generated revenue. There are no companies in the local government area and so on and so forth. So we had to think outside the box to do things that will enable us generate revenue, no matter how small.
Yeah, you were talking about how the governor...
So good. So this was now what made us in March. Before March, the governor had tinkered with the idea of dissolving the council. And he was no longer dealing with us directly, the council chairman. He preferred to deal with the heads of personnel management and so on. He will instruct them, call them to a meeting, instruct them on what to do. They will in turn come to brief us. So communication between the governor and ourselves was from bottom to top.
Are you saying that the governor...
So from bottom to top, yeah. So what happened now, there is a man who has been operating illegally in the office of the chairman of the Local Government Service Commission. Illegally meaning that he ought to, the appointment into such office will be made by the governor and names taken to the House of Assembly for screening. Right? The chairman and 4 others. But unknown to any extant law, the governor of Rivers State, who now acts like a generalissimo, now appoints a man to that office in an acting capacity, which is novel and not unknown to law. So the man now directs the permanent secretary of the commission to write to me. And it will interest you to know that when we finished the housekeeping, some staff went to court, approached the industrial court. And after the illegal gymnastics, the council got judgment against them. They went to court, but the courts agreed with us that what we did was the right thing to do. So when they wrote to me to pay them, I was writing a letter, pay these persons you remove from the payroll because you have no such power, from February. And I said, no, this must be a booby trap. If I had removed their names from the nominal roll unlawfully, then they should be paid all the past 2 years. Okay? So because they agree with me, and the officials of the Local Government Service Commission were also a party in that suit, and they sent lawyers to represent them in that suit. So what I now heard was that they said they were not aware of the housekeeping that I did. And this brings a whole lot of questions, raises a whole lot of questions as to the independence of the local government. No local government in Nigeria is independent. First and foremost, we are in a sorry state. We do not know how much comes to us from the federal allocation. We are only called to a meeting, and in the meeting, all the documents that emanate from that meeting is not signed by anybody. So you can't quote that this was the person who said it. So they dish the handouts to us after all of the statutory deductions. So whatever they give you is the allocation that comes to you.
Okay, so but how was the situation when the former governor, Wike, was in charge?
But in fact, the Governor Wike, as he then was, had no business with our funds. We get our money as and when due. As and when due. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
So, and I, being a first-timer, a first-time local government chairman, can tell you that from the time I joined them, allocations to the council have always come as and when due. And that is why I was able to, in 3 years, as it were, construct 5 roads in an unprecedented manner. 5 roads, 3 of which have been commissioned. One is a 1.5 kilometer road in Ndele, Ukele Ndele, is there for you to see, with a 3 kilometer drainage. You know, the bane of roads here have been lack of drainage. So I felt that in order to make the road last, it's important that it comes with drainage. We did it. A local government, 1.5 kilometer road in Ukele in Ndele. We did another 1 kilometer road with 2 kilometer drainage in Eveko. We did another 1 kilometer road in Ababu. We did a 1.2 kilometer road in Ubimini, which remained about 5 to 6 buckets of asphalt for me to commission. But because the revenues were withheld, we were unable to finish that project. And one of the things that really, really pains me, that project would have been completed. The main council secretariat, which I started from the scratch, about now would have been completed. The legislative complex, where the councillors sit to carry out business, was also undertaken by me, reconstructing it in a manner that makes it possible for all of the 14 councillors to have offices with their secretary and personal assistants. So we've done quite a lot.
Yeah,
and we were also, within this period, able to deliver an ICT hub with 350 computers. 350 computers intact. And the idea is to, like I said ab initio, think outside the box and generate revenue for the local government. So the essence is affiliate that computer hub, the ICT hub, with JAM, NECO, and Wike, so that it becomes a center. When it becomes a center, when they use the center, the council rakes in revenue.
One of the things I still find difficult to understand is, why would the governor withhold your revenue, your allocation, just because you were trying to poach the system?
Yes, and the unfortunate thing is that what is going on is no longer governance but politics. When I received the letter from the commission, I wrote to the governor and attached volumes, in 3 volumes, reports of the audit which I did, which was carried out in the presence of the local government, the sent representatives, the Local Government Service Commission, and so on. And you will find people who finished primary 6 before they were born. Because the best way, if you want to catch erring civil servants, is to ask for their school cert, the first school living certificate. And what we discovered were mind-boggling. So I set out to do good, and I have no regret what I did. I've been called all kinds of names, I sacked people from work. But in all of these accusations, nobody has said Chidi Lloyd employed one person. That does not mean that I do not have people from my community, including when staff, some corrupt staff were nudging me to employ. I said no. I refused. And that's why it's good to do things with your conscience and the fear of God. I didn't go there to stop people from earning salary because I enjoy it. But why would two people be employed on a date? One is on level 12, the other is on level 7.
The same qualification.
The same qualification, same day, same qualification. And people lied when they were employed, okay? And at the point of employment, you presented your school cert. 2 weeks after you have been given employment, you brandish your first degree. And we said, no, you must be rated the way you came in. And they said they converted themselves. Because for you to come in, they came in with qualifications that qualified them as junior staff. Then 2 weeks after, they migrated to become senior staff. And from the senior staff, from the civil service regulation, you must have been on a level for not less than 3 years before you are promoted. And they think that promotion is something that is automatic. It's not. Before people are promoted, the promoting body writes to their bosses to say, look, they are given what they call APA form, appraisal form. Such a staff must earn it. Nobody will promote a truant staff, a staff that does not come to work. But a lot has gone wrong here. So when you try to come and make things work here, you are the enemy. What I find is that everybody wants to get to heaven, but only very few people know that you will die first before you go to heaven.
Yeah, but in all of this, how did it concern the governor?
Well, because, like I said, he's the generalissimo, he has powers. He rather than call me for a discussion or call myself and the commission to go and resolve, they withheld the allocation to my council. Except I paid those people, and of course, I stood my ground.
And they were paid?
Yes, he now unilaterally, like I said, called for the nominal roles of the councils, and together with the HNGAs and this thing. In fact, my own, the HNGA, the treasurer, and the HPM, I have not seen them since March the date. But luckily for me, and to the glory of God, I hear they were all dropped. Because new HNGAs are there. Because you can't cut your nose to spite your face.
So between that March and June 17, when you left office,
yes,
were you paid your salaries?
I wasn't. How could I have been paid? The governor unilaterally asked that civil servants be paid. Politicians and political office holders shouldn't be paid. Same people that kept vigil for you to become governor.
Could this be the reason why you hate the governor with a passion?
Oh, no, please. I take exception to that. I'm a Catholic. The word hate is not something you joke with. No.
Do I use the word dislike?
No, please. I need you to withdraw that.
That's what I'm saying. Do I use the word dislike?
Governance is not a personal issue. I'm a Catholic and a knight for that matter. I can't hate. I can't hate. But that doesn't stop me from raising an alarm when things are not done in accordance with the law. It's not a personal matter. I don't have anything. I was the campaign coordinator of the governor in my local government. And the local government came third. Among 23 local government areas, we came third in terms of vote that we gave to him. Apart from Obiakpo, Falga, who were the next people, the next local government, we gave him 26,000 votes to elect Governor Similaya Fubara.
When last did you have a one-on-one talk with him?
I can't remember. The last time I had a one-on-one talk with him was when he summoned all of the local government chairmen and started what I would call admonition. He started by telling us how powerful he is as governor and what he will do to us. He has the capacity to seize our money, nothing will happen, and a year after we'll all be smelling. He said that to us. Men, that a year after he promises us that we'll be smelling. And I couldn't have sat in that kind of meeting without talking. I raised my hand, and I told him I would not smell. With due respect to the office of the governor.
You challenged him?
I didn't challenge him. I only stated the obvious. Because as at the last time I checked, Governor Fubara is not anywhere near God. Yes. It was not a challenge. I said it with due respect. You couldn't have, I wouldn't smell, excuse me, as a lawyer that I am. I only became chairman in 2021. I didn't come to become chairman smelling. And I was a teacher. I was a law teacher in the Faculty of Law of University of Nigeria, Enugu campus. And it's not even something you should say to your fellow man. It's not. So that was the last time we met. It has been like that. From when he was elected, the ALGO, our association of local government of Nigeria, we sought to meet with him to congratulate him. And he didn't give us any opportunity.
What happened?
We didn't know. It is now that we are beginning to know that he had his own program, Abination. We became his enemies. And all of those who fought with us in our various local governments are today his men Friday. But we give God all the glory.
Did Algon write to him and he refused to respond?
Yes, we did all of that. Our leader, the mayor of Port Harcourt, sought audience privately. He rebuffed all of that.
And you are sure he got the letter?
At this age, will I be telling you lies?
Yeah, just to be sure.
That's what I'm telling you. In fact, in some of those instances where he calls us for a meeting, we have also raised the issue of meeting with him. But what was important to him was to admonish us to stop beating his people.
Who were his people?
Exactly. I asked that. I said, who are your people, sir? We are a state. If there are issues, I would say, I remember the word I used. I said, the buck stops on his table, and at the end of the day, it will be the Fubara-led administration, not Fubara and whoever is advising him. So I said, the best to do is you stood to conquer. For a leader, it takes a lot. And I gave an instance of a movie. Okay? In the making of the movie, we are not shown the behind the scene of any movie. So the behind the scene of any movie, if you see it, may make you not to even see the movie. So for leaders, we need to apply caution and restraint and be prayerful. And that's why the Bible says to pray for those in authority. Because once you sit on a position of authority, you must be careful so that you do not kill an innocent man. You don't take decisions that you will later regret. Okay? I give you an instance. Late President Jerry Rawlings, when he was asked, outside being president of Ghana, he was asked what his regret was during his stay in office. And he said what he regrets most was the killing of the generals that he overthrew. The likes of General Afrefa, the likes of J.B. Dankwa, and so on. And he went on to give an illustration. He went to New York and checked into a hotel. While at the concierge, at the reception, some Ghanaians ran to him and greeted him. And they introduced themselves. Unfortunately, one of the boys that greeted him is the son of one of the generals he killed. And the boy introduced himself. I'm the son of late J.B. Dankwa. Did he need to say any other thing to the general? So he continued. This was in his book. He continued and he said he climbed up without anybody propping him. He knew that that hotel was no longer safe for him because the boy worked in that hotel. So he left. So there are decisions we take as people who hold power that haunt us till death. So we must be careful. We must be careful to apply wisdom. And that's why the Bible says, in all thy getting, get understanding, get wisdom.
I know you're very
For
close
wisdom is profitable.
to direct. I know you are very close to the former governor, the FCT minister. Now, let me take it from where what you just said. Is it possible that there's any action, any decision he must have taken while as governor or even after being governor of the state that you were not comfortable with or you are not comfortable with, or you think he did not act based on the application of proper wisdom?
Yes, the choice of the incumbent governor is one decision that we all regret today. Because we thought he didn't do due diligence. But on the other hand, he's human after all. He's human. And the good thing I like about what is going on is that the narrative of him belonging to all kinds of secret society is no longer there.
Who is belonging to all kinds?
Yes, you know, you hear that too. There's this narrative, that Governor Wike belongs to this fraternity, he belongs to that fraternity. But with what is going on now, nobody talks about that. Because if he were a member of one of those fraternities that they are naming, he probably would have, the first thing to do would be take his successor to their coven. And you can see a man he supported, even if they say today that it doesn't matter. I don't know how anybody from Opobo would have dreamt of becoming governor. Not because of capacity, but because of size of vote. There are less than 6,000 votes.
So as an associate of Wike, do you regret that power was given to an Opobo man coming from that small community?
No, that was not the intention. You see, the reason for all of us, God knows why he put all of us where we are. And just as the fingers are not equal, that is how ethnic nationalities are not equal in number. So we wouldn't have regretted, save for the things that are going on now, why a human being was supported to become governor. Why would we have regretted? But just like Macbeth, Shakespeare would say, said in Macbeth, there's of course still no act to read the mind's construction on the face. Yes, I said there is still no act. As at the time William Shakespeare wrote Macbeth, up until now, there is still no act to read the mind's construction on the face. Because if anybody has told any of us that this will be Fubara, governor of Rivers State, I'm sure people like me would have given our right arm. But you can't do a thing like that. If you were to bet, you give your right arm for it to be cut off.
During that election period when you were campaigning for Fubara, what was the Fubara you saw? And what's the difference between then and now?
I'm sure you who is asking me, you know.
I wasn't there with you.
Okay, what we see, the Fubara then and the Fubara now are opposites.
In terms of?
Opposite of Fubara at the level of campaign and what he is now. That is what he is now.
Give an instance.
Oh, well, the instance now is that we saw a hitherto taciturn gubernatorial candidate, and now to a very loquacious gubernatorial candidate who has declared, this is the first time in the history of politics that I hear that a governor has enemies instead of opponents. So the governor of Rivers State has introduced new diction into the political lexicon of Rivers State. Some persons, you know, there was this video that made the round initially where he was dancing to a musical tune. Day your day, oh, day your day. So we day our day.
So you are one of the enemies?
Absolutely. That's the way he described us.
What do you think went wrong?
I don't know. I can tell you in all honesty, I don't know.
You saw Fubara yesterday. you are seeing Fubara today. Is it possible something must have gone wrong between him and the man he calls his organ? What do you think?
Well, like I told you, I only will comment on things I know. But as a Christian, and as a man who lives voraciously, I have come across a path in the Bible that says the heart of man is desperately wicked. And that even God regretted after creating man. So we take solace in all of that. And of course, you know it will soon. 1 year is one. It will come to, before you know it, we'll be talking
before
about
we know it,
another round of election. Yes.
And before we know it, he's back till 2031.
No. I wouldn't comment on that because I'm not God.
Goshen TV will offer you a platform to advertise your goods and services, as well as provide the opportunity for the coverage of your special events. To enjoy our various programs, follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Goshen TV. This is The Tonic.
This is a production of Goshen TV.